Welcome to this Valentine edition of Chef It. Today we decided to make something from scratch because we know some of you like to go all extravagant and purchase those big expensive presents. But it would actually mean much more if you took some time out of your day to create something from scratch, and you'll make it with love. And we all know that giving food or sharing food is like sharing love. So what better way to share some cupcake love on Valentine, and you can get as creative as you want when it comes to decorating these cupcakes. I hope you enjoyed this segment of Chef It. We're trying to keep this recipe as simple as possible. All we'll need today is half a cup of butter, 1 cup of sugar, 2 eggs, 1 cup of milk, 2 1/4 cups of flour. I have in here 3 teaspoons of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and some food coloring for the last step before we bake. We're going to start to mix our ingredients together now. We'll start by mixing the butter and the sugar together. This step is called creaming. Now I'll add my 1 cup of sugar. Start this back. I will cream this on second speed for about 2 minutes. Occasionally you'll want to stop it so that you can get butter. You can increase the speed to 3. While this is still mixing, we can add 2 eggs. It's very important to scrape down the sides so that you get a better mixture. We're going to put this on 4th speed. You can now add the essence, the vanilla extract. Then we can add 1 cup of milk. Now we're going to add our dry ingredients, which would be the flour and the salt and baking powder. We can just put the baking powder over in here. In here. Before I mix this with the mixer, I'm going to mix it with the spatula. I'll just fold it in, about half. Now remember, I promised you that the last step will be using the food coloring, so this might come out red or pink depending on the coloring that you choose. But I'm going to let this mix in here so that we can have a 2-color cupcake and the same cupcake. So just let this mix together. I'm not using a cupcake pan, because I want you to know you don't need cupcake pans if you're baking cupcakes. In case you don't have a cupcake pan, you can purchase these little foil containers that has the shape of a cupcake, and you can still use your cupcake paper inside. So when you're done and you remove this, these can actually be reused. I have 2 colors for my batter. One is pink and the other is white. I'm just going to be using these cups to help me put the mixture over. It doesn't matter how you do it. If you want to have equal portions, if you want to put them in a pattern, when they're baked you're going to see 2 colors. That's what's important. I'm going to start by doing all red or pink. So I'm just putting about half the portion. When you're finished putting all your reds or your pinks, then you can do the white. Or you can do it the other way around. If you would choose to put the white one at the bottom and the red at the top, it doesn't matter. Now this little guy is gonna help me to swirl the two mixtures together so you can have a swirly effect. Is that even a word? My oven has already been preheated to 350 degrees. Now I'm going to put this pan of cupcakes in there and bake for approximately 20 to 25 minutes. I already made my frosting. I used about half a cup of butter and 1.5 cup of sugar and just a little bit of vanilla extract. Now, remember, we want to keep this recipe very simple so you can try it at home. What I did was, without even using a decorating tip, I just put some of my icing sugar into a bag and I cut a little piece off here at the end so it can come out like a piping. And you can also put your frosting on directly from the container. Just nicely, I say, dab it over. It does not need to be perfect because you're preparing it with love for your loved one on Valentine's. And there you have it, the Valentine's edition of Chef It, your very own homemade cupcakes, which is very simple for you to make, and using the decorations that I use is something you can grab right from home. I got this rose petals from my flower garden, and you can cut out your own fondant hearts. You could use your chocolate kisses, M&Ms, it doesn't matter what you use once you make it by yourself and giving it with love.